Oh, everyone, it's Charlton, and this is breaking right now, man. And I saw this at the Daily Mail. I kind of left it be for a second, did the video I just made, and it already is. They did a segment on Shannon Breen, Fox, that was not meant to be on. They squeezed it in. Howard Kurtz did it about two women. One, I think, fairly publicly has given an account, and she's claiming she was sexually harassed by Tom Brokaw, of NBC News, the former nightly news head. Tom Brokaw is like an icon of, news. He's a liberal. So, and he's denying it. He's issued a statement already. Her account, and it's like 13 minutes long. It's all here on Variety, exclusive video. I'm gonna play some of it, and I haven't listened to. I listened to the first 7.5 minutes till I got to the point where I want to play it, because I'm only gonna play whatever a portion. She's I recognize her. Her name is Vester, Linda Vester. She's a war correspondent. I remember seeing her on the news, doing stories. So she was a war correspondent for NBC News in the 90s. She spent 3 tours of duty in the Middle East and took 2 assignments in Africa, etc. So here she is. She was 24 at the time. He would have been 54, I think, if I did my math right. Well, she's, how old is she now? He's 78 now. She's 28 at the time. I'm sorry, the 24-year-old's a different woman. She was 28, Linda Vester. I'm already screwing this up. She's now 52. So that was 24 years ago. He would have been 54, okay? And and he would have been 30 years older than her. Not quite. That's what she said in this interview, though. So he would have been 26 years older than her. So, and there's another woman who worked as a production assistant in the 90s who's making a claim as well. So there's 2 women. And I'll play this portion of her interview, and then I have a few things to say. The biggest thing I have to say is that you can't even say anything about this stuff anymore. It really isn't. I mean, and I have no idea what happened here. I'm not defending Tom Brokaw. I don't even like Tom Brokaw. He's a liberal. I'm just saying that, you can't even like question her story because of whatever, because of Me Too and everything else. And you also don't want to be defending somebody who's harassing people. Obviously, I don't want to be doing that. But it's just a little gotten crazy, man. So there she is there. There she is there as well. And there's Tom Brokaw. His statement is, he pretty much flatly denies it. They only met twice, like alone, according to her. There was only 2 incidents. There was one incident that she claimed in public, in a group setting, where he like grabbed her waist and tickled her in front of everybody, and she just was mortified and embarrassed in front of her colleagues. And she says, and nobody said nothing. She's more or less, seemed upset that nobody spoke up for her or said anything about it. She didn't speak up. She was only 24, 28 at the time, whatever, and afraid for her career and all that. And I can understand that. But so Brokaw denied the allegations in a statement released to the Post by NBC. I met with Linda Vester on 2 occasions, both at her request, 23 years ago, because she wanted advice with respect to her career at NBC. The meetings were brief, cordial, and appropriate, and despite Linda's allegations, I made no romantic overtures towards her at any time or any other. Vester's lawyer, Ari Wilkenfeld, told Variety that his client chose to speak out about the allegations because she believes her story sheds light on the culture at NBC News. Supposedly, she doesn't. She's not looking to sue or anything. That's according to her. So here's a portion of it. and I'm going to just make a few comments, no big deal. So, I got 2 daughters, man. Young, just kids now, but still.
At that point, at the sofa for me to come and sit down. And I didn't know how I was going to say no to sitting down. So I sat down and I grabbed a throw pillow. I jammed myself up against the back of the sofa. This is the side of the sofa. And he's sitting over there. I grabbed the throw pillow and I'm like this to show with all the body language I can muster that I'm terrified. I don't want him here. I'm not interested. He actually said, I liked our ratatattat. And I looked at him like, what does that mean? But I thought he was trying to refer to the computer messages, trying to make it sound like we were flirting when I wasn't. As I'm trying to show him, I'm so not interested and I'm so scared. I actually decided to be more direct, and I brought up a case of sexual harassment, a recent case of sexual harassment at NBC News that had caused the victim a lot of pain. And at that point, he leans over with his index finger and puts it on my mouth to silence me and says, "This is our compact." And at that point, he took the same hand, reached behind my head, and tried to force me to kiss him. I pulled back with all the strength I could muster and stood up. And I said, "Tom, I do not want to do this with you. If I were to go down this road with you, I would have such a sense of loss, a loss of innocence." And after what seemed like an eternity, he said, "I guess I should go."
Okay. All right. So, again, I just want to be able to talk about these things. All right, just to be able to, she was a reporter. I guess she's 28 at the time. It's very young. It is young. Even in those years, those 20s, you're not a kid, but you just, you're not the same as you are when you're grown and have a family and kids and stuff. You just change, and when you're young, you're just, life is much more scary, and you don't stand up for yourself as easily, I guess, whatever. Listen, though, when she says, I didn't know how I was going to say no, that's it. You just say no. Okay, man? It's easy. You go, no. When he says, come sit down, I don't know how I was going to say no. You say, no, I'm not going to sit down. Okay? And I'd like to point out that she's a reporter. When somebody else would be telling that same story to her, if she's interviewing them, she would say exactly what I'm saying right now. Or she wouldn't say it, but she would say, well, why didn't you just say no? That's what her, as a reporter, she would say that to herself. Okay? Say, like, you're a grown person, you have free will, why didn't you just say no? Yes, it might affect your career, but you could say, no, I'm not sitting on the couch. That's not going to affect your career, not saying no to sitting on the couch, okay? Yeah, he tried to force her to kiss her, according to her, and then she pulled away and she said no. Okay, I mean, he's in a position of power. That's not good to be doing it to somebody who's, 25 years younger than him. It's obviously bad if it's true, but I'm just saying, man, men hit on women all the time, every day, and then, the women say, no, I'm not into you, and then that's it. And, I don't know, okay, I mean, this is, he's married, that's bad, I'm just saying, man, I don't know, man. So supposedly there's another woman. She claims, and there's no story here though. It just says it's not even in the piece. It's just up in the bullet points of an NBC. of the Daily Mail piece up here, and it says that she claims the 24-year-old production assistant in the 90s claims Brokaw put her hands under his jacket against his chest. He then allegedly asked the woman to go back to his office after the show. So, put his hands under his jacket against his chest, excuse me. So I think we're going to hear more about this. This is NBC. This is Matt Lauer, and all that. And it's Brokaw. He's like a champion, of, he's, like the modern day something. Walter Cronkite or something. I mean, it's a big deal. And that's it. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. And I'll see you in the next video. It's also on the same day that Bill Cosby was found guilty. Later, man. Hey.